After this video, you're going to understand how 8 different genres balance their kick drums with their bass lines. I took real tracks from Beatport, threw them into my analyzers, and break down what makes them work. And even if you only produce one of these genres, seeing how all 8 solve the same problem will take you from someone who copies settings to someone who actually knows what they're doing. All right, so let's get familiar with the shape of these kicks on span. And what you're going to start to see is kicks will typically look either very peaky and fundamental, like very tonal, like the second kick here, or you're going to notice they're a little bit flatter or rounder, like the first and third kick. And this is pretty important to notice because this will tell us something usually about how the bass performs with it. Okay, so looking at the spectrogram on top, which looks like that little heat map, and span on the bottom, you'll see that this first kick is sitting around 40 hertz, which is pretty low and it's producing a lot of energy down there. Now the bass is actually sitting above it. Because the kick is so deep, it makes sense to have the bass sit above it rather than compete with it. Okay, for this next one, you're going to notice that the kick fundamental is much louder than the previous song we just looked at. So it's taking up more volume, more energy. So what does the bass do to complement it? Well, it's not as loud. And you could visualize that using span and those little yellow lines that represent the bass on the spectrogram. And for this final one, you're going to notice that this kick was the shortest in terms of length, and it's also producing the lowest amount of volume down low. So what do you think happens with the bass? Well, the bass is much louder than the kick on this to compensate for the fact. And I hope you're catching on to something here because this theme is reoccurring throughout many, many genres. All right, so these techno kicks look different. These are basically going from 50 hertz all the way up above 200 hertz. And this is often because we have kick and rumble. So looking at this first kick, you're going to see a lot of energy in that thick red color. And then there's a gap between each kick. The only other color you see really is the rumble, which sits above that, closer towards 100 hertz. On this next one, very similar thing where we have the kick sitting at about 50-60 hertz and the rumble sits above it in that more so like 90 to 100 hertz area.
This is a prayer for the dance.
And for this last one, we have another kick and rumble, but you'll notice 60 hertz is louder on this one and the 1 to 200 area is quieter on this one. That's because if you're going to add more volume down low, we have to remove some elsewhere. So noticing the kick tails on the previous screen, all 3 are relatively short, and if you look at their shapes here, they are somewhat similar, especially the last 2. Alright, so noticing the bass line on the spectrogram, you'll see that it is not as heavy as the kick. It is spread out across a couple octaves, which I could also see on span, but energy-wise, kick is dominating most of the low end here. So here's another example of a powerful kick sitting right around 50 hertz, and I can see that the bass line is playing the lower octave as well, but it's just not as loud and powerful as the kick. Very similar to the previous one. Alright, and this final one you can see is slightly different. The kick is still powerful as hell like the first 2, but the bass contributes way more on this. So I think it's just a great example of how you can build low end several different ways within this genre. When talking about bass music, usually your kick is not going to be as loud, and that's because we're going to need a lot of room for the bass line to be pushed. So here in this first example, I think it does a great job of showing that. You'll notice the purple kick below, and the faded gray is what the rest of the track is doing, but specifically look at how loud the bass is. Now you see the same thing again here on this second track, where in order to have sub-bass levels, as crazy as these are, you can't really have this prominent loud kick constantly playing. And on this final example, you actually notice we do have a 4 to the floor kick, which is more prominent, so the bass levels don't actually go as loud as some of the previous examples because the kick is taking up more space. So if we've learned anything, I see 3 relatively quiet kicks in terms of their amplitude, so I'm going to expect bass levels to be really loud here. And sure enough, that's what we have. So the kick is sitting a little bit higher up in terms of frequency, around 60 hertz. It's not that loud in terms of its amplitude. And sure enough, look at how they push the sub bass to compensate for that. And here's another great example where the kick is sitting higher up in 70 hertz, and there are 2 bass frequencies split an octave apart, above it and below it, way louder. And on this last one, it's more of the same thing. Quieter, higher pitched kick with a very, very loud bass. So I think the evidence is pretty clear that this is how we balance the mix for drum and bass. Being that this is trance and Psytrance, I noticed right away that the kicks are basically a half beat to allow for that offbeat bass. The other thing I'm noticing are these kicks are a little bit louder than the previous set we just looked at, as they are all sitting just slightly above or below this -27 number, where the previous drum and bass kicks were all at -30. So that's what I mean when I say a kick is a little bit louder or quieter. Okay, so that perfect half a beat kick drum allows for those final 2/16ths in the sub to come in, and you can see they are pretty much the same energy as the kick. So this next one, same deal. We have enough space for the bass to fit after that kick drum, and you can see energy-wise, kick and sub are almost equally as loud on both the spectrogram and span. The final example, kind of showing more of the same, so I think lesson learned, the short kick matters. You have to give yourself the ability to have the offbeat bass. It's very important for this genre. All right, so all 3 kicks were relatively short in terms of their waveform. And as far as amplitude, we're sort of like middle ground here with kick volume, in between about that 27 to 24 mark on span. So definitely louder than some of the previous ones we've looked at. So one of the cool things I'm noticing with this one is there's actually a tom sitting beneath the bass line. If you look on the spectrogram, the longer lines of the bass, that deeper, darker red blob next to the kick is an actual tom. And here's what's great, how you can mix so many different ways within one genre. Look at this one. This one, the bass line is sustained and so much louder, but again, it pairs well with the shorter kick. This last one, we have a nice deep kick sitting at about 40 hertz, which really anchors the bottom of the mix. But you'll notice up in that like 100 hertz area, there's almost a scoop out of the kick, which allows that higher octave of bass to play. All right, these are definitely way different than anything we've looked at, because in this, it's not just about the low end, but it's also the distortion through the mids and highs. All right, so on this one, you could actually hear the low end, boom, 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 over and over. And then the distortion and crunch is what adds more of that like mid to top kick portion. And same deal here. Outside of that one screech, the kick really is responsible for the low end and the rhythm and the mids that we hear. All right, now this one's cool and definitely looks different. This is a combination of kick seamlessly rolling into the bass, where they are just phase aligned, one connected to the other. Okay, now you've seen how all 8 genres balance their kick and bass. But to actually get it to sound like these tracks we just heard, we're going to need to go one step further. Tap the video on screen and let's go even further on this topic of mixing low end.